All right, so a rare situation in terms of elo balance here, but NeoZz is a really big favorite in this bracket, at least at this stage. And NeoZz, he's actually lower elo than his opponent on the other side. NeoZz, we'll start with him, 2349 elo right now. This is roughly around where he's usually been. He's a player who's pretty unorthodox, plays different style than your average player in ranked, but in tournaments has performed very well. He's had some big upsets. Maybe some viewers could mention some of the people he's upset so I could remind myself, but he's really well prepped. So, and this isn't just like one tournament. This has been multiple over the last year or so. Yeah, Viper was one of them. He beat Viper 3-2, for example. Licks he beat. Like, these are pretty well-established players. And sure, some of these tournaments were maybe not quite what Titans League is, but that shows he's got something, right? So, I like this player. I think he's really unique. I think it's really cool that you're ranked, like, whatever you do in ranked games doesn't necessarily equate to tournament results. We've seen really high-ranked players in, like, who play Arabia all day, underperform in tournaments. So for that reason, NeoZz is an interesting case for our scene, and he's the favorite. Now, on the other side, we've got Thofou here, who I'm going to have to reach out to. I'm going to have to ask him how to pronounce his name. This guy's kind of newish. I became somewhat aware of him maybe a year ago. He reached around the 2K elo at that time frame. I may be getting the timeline wrong, but basically hasn't been around forever. Jumped up in skill, particularly over the last few months in the ranked ladder, trying to get good seeding for TTL. And so I played both of these guys a lot. Thofou seems fairly meta. If anything, I would say that the thing that stands out is I think he's maybe a little bit more solid on closed maps. But this is Titans League, man. We've got opportunities. You win this, you get to the 10K Silver League in the new year. That'd be huge for both. You win this, you also could potentially go deeper into gold. So, like, this is what the whole format's about. Chinese, the #1 pick for Thofou. And then Malay. I don't recall exactly where it was in the draft for NeoZz, but that's what he ends up with. So, I like Chinese. I think they're amazing here. I think they're also a civ that you should probably ban. So, I'm surprised that NeoZz, normally his prep is pretty good. I'm surprised he didn't choose to ban out the Chinese here. But if the Malay can hit their timings, advance faster to the next stage, could potentially win the pond in the middle, could do some big things. I think, like, tech tree-wise, they could be fine against the Chinese. It's just the eco. That's tough to manage. Gerald, thank you for the 4 months. Hunger, thank you for the 5 gifted. But yeah, I love this. When we did the first season of Titans League, granted, we didn't go this deep into the player base, but I would have never been able to sit here and tell you the stories I just told you guys. A player, like, normally it was like, yeah, there's deep history. These guys have been around. I think the newest guys were already around for like 3 or 4 years, and I knew a lot about them. So it's a challenge of mine to kind of know every high-level top player. Well, we'll learn a lot about these two in this set. Like, NeoZz is a tougher nut to crack than Thofou is. Actually, I put 2349 elo at the top, and now Capture Age is saying something else at the bottom. I don't really think it's that important, though, so we'll just skip it for now. What's up, Cree? Welcome. First message on the channel. Welcome. Question. Does Castle Age pick up all games? Like, if I start to play beyond the starting campaign, get captured? Question mark. Calmit, I read your question, and I only have more questions. Can you maybe retype that? I feel like some words were missing in your sentence, but it has been a long day for me. I'm not sure what you mean, man. Probably should have read the question first. Wow, so wait a second. So NeoZz is Malay. The obvious thing that comes to mind with a good naval civ that advances fast is Rush for the Swamp. Thofou is going to go 2 docks here. This is really uncommon. And actually, if NeoZz sees that, he can kill the villager as well. It does see the villager. I would just take the villager. Man, It's not something that NeoZz maybe faced in his practice sessions. Yeah, 2 docks can beat 1. But this is not a play that I was expecting here with the Chinese. I feel like the Chinese should always play in towards land a little bit. Give up the water. You already have the eco lead. The first fire galley is on the way. NeoZz showed some patience here. So he waits for that Vil until the fire galley came out, and I think Thofou just didn't expect that. So far, a bit of a shaky opening for the underdog here. I don't know about the opening, but while he might lose his fishing ships here, and he definitely will lose his fishing ships, he will be able to kill NeoZz's fishing ships, maybe. But, I mean, NeoZz should already know that if Thofou goes 2 docks, he's probably not going to invest too heavily into land. Remember, there's not a lot of fish here. There's only 500 food remaining. Scouts are important, and Scout gets sniped. So, I like that. I'm a big vision guy. Despite my Twitch chat calling me blind constantly. And I think now Thofou could use that Scout to see what NeoZz is doing. See that NeoZz has the barracks. See that NeoZz has the range. And then adapt to that opening. The fishing ships will probably go down for NeoZz. He definitely didn't expect the double dock. Range gets spotted. And now we have a range behind this. Damn. Impressive buildup so far. So we've got NeoZz in the dark. Unsure on what his opponent's even building up towards. If Thofou just plays into skirms, he could just completely shut the archers down. But I also wouldn't hate archers. Archers can play offensively. Get some villager kills. Max Tape says, "Hi, T90. Good to be back after I fell asleep to your soothing voice." Well, very happy to hear that. You know, it's not like I've been putting in lots of effort today. Glad you fell asleep. Thank you, though. NeoZz probably just needs to use the spear and see what he's up against, and we've got to pause. And he spots the range. So, water is currently under the control of Thofou. He split up his fires. It wasn't a massive investment if you think about it. I think he only ended up making these 2 fires. He's got the range at home. I think now this could be a time where you just transition in towards walls. You could end up taking hunts, but I think you would be better off snagging horse collar and maybe adding some farms here. Just less risky. And according to a stat that I'm seeing, which may or may not be true, apparently NeoZz has played 10,000 games on the Definitive Edition. Damn. I mean, that's how he got good, man. Just spamming games. That's crazy. That's a lot of games. I don't know if he started exactly when DE came out or what. Start the game already! Okay. So they chatted. NeoZz said question mark. What did we miss here? There was a lot of chatter. I can't seem to get to it. I don't know why it won't let me get back to that message. I think Thofou was saying he was getting Discord notifications. Like maybe from a server or something. So I just needed to disable that. A demo came out from NeoZz there. Just demoed one of the fish. And NeoZz is here, but NeoZz only has 1 archer and 2 spearmen. I think he was expecting a scout opening. And now Thofou's... he's fine to defend this with archers. How many games have you played, T90? I don't know. I had a second account that I haven't played on in a long time that had probably like 1,000 games or something. If I had to guess, I'd probably play like maybe 5,000, 6,000. I probably watched twice that many, and that's just in the last 5 years. Don't talk to me about how many hours I've spent on this game. It's a little embarrassing. Yeah, I think if I'm Chinese, I've got water control, and it's game number 1. I'm in no big rush to do any counter damage here. If your opponent's playing open and not walling, which is clearly not the case, then maybe you go forward. I would really like to just see Thofou just chill out a little bit. You're adding the eco. You don't want any sneak armies getting into your base. Luckily for him, that's just 1 archer, but clear this up, wall up. Think about Castle Age. NeoZz is... he hasn't done a lot of damage to the Chinese. So, and NeoZz is also just a super aggressive player, so he's going to send it forward. Actually, if he continued forward, he would have an avenue for attack. I don't know why exactly we have an army headed this way from red, but he might be more focused on this archer than anything. Yeah, I think if I had to guess the amount of hours I probably invested in this game in my life, I would guess that the hours would come out something like 25 or 30,000. Yeah, I have no explanation for why red was out here with the archers. Again, sometimes you need the experience, right? But I think here he's actually had a perfect start. Just needs to fall back, sit on the walls, click up to Castle Age. Things got a little bit messy now because he doesn't have the army numbers. He does click up to Castle Age. Will still have some army, but I think just signs of maybe the inexperience there. So I played both these players a decent amount with Thofou. For me, mid Castle Age decisions, like late feudal age, mid Castle Age is where I think things can get a little bit shaky. That's normally what separates players. The longer the game goes, the better I tend to have results. So I'm like kind of crap in the openings compared to some of these guys. Opening has been insane for Thofou. So he's 2 range, playing in towards archers, playing in towards skirms, just gets the walls down. Sneak armies this way. Could be a hole in this wood line, but I don't think there is. And any other civ you would freak out by the difference in Castle Age, but I think NeoZz can click up here and be in Castle Age at a pretty decent time. NeoZz has a random archer on this side. Again, maybe a little bit sloppy. But he's disrupting on this side, and he clicks up to Castle Age behind that Vil. And he also finds the archers from Thofou, and he has skirms with armor here, so he can kill these off. I think Thofou's going to end up in Castle Age with pretty tiny army here, but I guess both players will. Three years straight, 24/7 lol, says Sinatra. Yeah, I said don't think about it, okay? I mean, I think I might even be lowballing it. On the Definitive Edition, which came out in late 2019, I have 12,000 hours. And that's with the game open. That doesn't count, like... I mean, that does count Capture Age, but that doesn't count any of the work I've done for the channel. And then there was this period of time before that where we don't really have the info because there was no... It wasn't on Steam. And then there was the time before that which was on Steam. And then the time before that which wasn't on Steam. So, kind of hard to know. Second TC for Thofou. I love this TC. Protects the other side of this base wood line, but also expands your base a little bit. He's hoping to apply some pressure here with the crossbows. He does have elite skirm, but he only has 4 of them. And NeoZz will have elite skirm, and NeoZz will have a lot more than that. NeoZz also has a tiny army back here, which can disrupt the wood line. Snipes 2 villagers. And Thofou runs through, runs into the TC fire, and now gets met by skirms. This is a nice find for NeoZz. Just needs to micro the units on the front here. Make sure these units can't escape. Yeah, really clean micro. Nice micro. Will lose his archers, though, and then miss micros. So it wasn't actually as good as it could have been there. I think he's looking back here, where he's got the skirm sniping the crossbows. And yeah, clears it up. Ziv, I don't know Thofou's age, but considering he has 2005 in his username, I'm sure you could probably guess he's maybe 20 years old as well. Especially considering he hasn't been around for a while. Like I said, NeoZz I think is 19 or 20, so they're both on the younger side. I don't think he played on Microsoft Zone, but I could be wrong. NeoZz has ballistics in what is pretty much a ranged unit war. And he's got the skirm sitting on the golds, and like Thofou's still making crossbows right now. Woodline's getting harassed. He wants to make some knights. NeoZz, super smooth eco. Love the position of the TC on the front there into the woodline. But knights could surprise him if he's playing full skirm. The thing is, one knight with one armor upgrade isn't enough against a decent amount of skirms. But in combination with your own skirms, it could be good, but there's no ballistics. The difference in ballistics is huge here. So, NeoZz, I starting to like his position more and more, even though he's behind in population. Ooh, this is... Oh, that's brutal, though. Has to run in towards the fire. This is now a third TC for Thofou. Not in love with this TC. I would have actually loved the TC on the front of this gold, because this seems like such a headache. Or maybe over here. And NeoZz will mix in some monks. NeoZz will mix in some crossbows. Again, it's just one knight. So that will help out big time against the knight. Very boomy game. Lots of eco, lots of adaptations. This is most likely going imp. With Malay, you're constantly thinking about the imp timings. With the Chinese, they've got a pretty good late game, though. A fully upgraded Cavalier, Camels. I guess Camels won't be useful in this case, in this matchup, but... I just keep looking at the front of Red's base, and there's just alarm bells going off. Like, this needs to be locked down, or this needs to be protected. And it seems like he feels really uncertain about ever being able to move through this middle area, which is going to be critical. He is going to try a side raid. But front of his base is still an issue here. Would have loved at least a siege workshop. Like, NeoZz is like, where's your army? Like, normally, you're expecting the army to always be here. Again, now NeoZz can move into the gold, and this is with ballistics, so Red's got to pull back. NeoZz doesn't really make the most of that. I think NeoZz is... He's actually expecting the army to come kill him right now, and there's no army. This will make it more clear. If he sees this attack, this will make it way more clear. As it actually hasn't attacked yet. Okay, kills the monk. Now NeoZz knows. There's actually some fist traps in the middle here, which I missed. And Fire Galley goes down. NeoZz has a lot of farms back here. Lots of eco. Same for Thofou. Really close game. Once you hit to about 75 vills... So usually players are playing off of just one or two ranges or one or two stables the entirety of the game, right? But once you hit this stage, this is where you can really kick it up a notch. Additional archer ranges could make sense. Stables with and cav upgrades could make sense. I mean, especially for Red, because Red's Chinese. Red's been up against skirms primarily. And he's playing into crossbows against skirms too, so it feels like crossbow knight could be a good option. There's 25,000 gold on this map to the person asking, and a lot of that is between the players over here on the right side. So I don't know how much of that they're aware of. There's actually not a ton to the left. It looks like there's a little bit to the north. I think NeoZz has a little bit of some of this to the left of his base. Army comes in from Thofou and gets some picks there. And now he's really starting to pick up the pace with the army movement. The army on the left is actually half decent. Now he's got an army on the right too. He doesn't have ballistics yet, but he can get close to this army and he can actually win the fight. And ballistics is on the way. This is really good. Really solid play. 35 on food. Another decent engagement. He can always back out of that. Is losing some on water. Might lose his army over here, so this could turn around pretty quick. Okay, and now he's going to go for the knights. It's a good play. You're forcing your opponent into a lot of skirms. There's also siege out. Not in love with the stable position, but if you want to hide it, it's not bad. Knights are fast anyways, so you could probably get away with the stables on the back. Normally on the front, it's a little bit more realistic, but... That's not bad. 4 TC for Thofou. Really close KD. Another TC for NeoZz. NeoZz does have 2 relics. But guys, this wood line is like really thick and awkward to move around. Usually there's some gaps you can move, like on the left side here. But the fact that you almost always have to path near the dock, I think means that NeoZz is going to try and take care of that. As he slowly will. NeoZz is going to see the knights now. And he doesn't have too many monks around, then he'll need to back up. Luckily, has the monk here, has the TC. Starts with a conversion. Thofou will want to kill the monk. Nice snipe. Does kill the monk. But he's pretty close to the TC, so the knights can't stick around. But if he snipes the siege... Oof, sick attack round. If he snipes the siege... Maybe this is worthwhile. There's another monk on the left side. Yeah, this is some tournament energy right now, guys. This is some tournament energy. Trying to do a lot right there. He's trying to run through this choke, up against monks, up against skirms. It's pretty close. Props to him. He stops production almost immediately. He made like maybe 6 to 10 knights. Stops production because he can't do more damage there. Clicks up to Imp. And now you have Imp as well for NeoZz. And NeoZz is doing what I think a lot of players need to focus on doing at mid and low ranks. Sorry, I'm like, we're having fun, but I'm also trying to coach you guys. You probably don't want to learn, but whatever. I think you need to max out with range units first. You've invested into the archer ranges. You've invested into crossbow and skirm. Seeing 6 knights and trying to full switch into Halb just because of that feels a little early when you already have invested in the range units. So instead, you want an answer for the knights, you make a couple crossbows again and plan towards Arbalest. And there's a hole that NeoZz does not see those knights are going to get in. This is so good. Like, all this army that was headed to the left, maybe some of that will have to come back. All of this eco is supposed to be safe. And Thofou will then see that his opponent is sticking with crossbow. Can lean back into skirms. Sees the army now. Dropping a castle on the front. NeoZz will drop a castle over towards the right-hand side. Which Thofou could actually deny. These knights might have just changed the game here. Yeah, NeoZz is an imp, but he has no army here. And Thofou's just bringing his armies forward constantly. These castle-age skirms could be a problem. I guess the castle will probably complete. NeoZz kills these knights. NeoZz will have a really big army, but he's kind of pulled out of position there, and the castle gets denied. We have not been looking at Red's eco for a while here, guys. And assuming he's balancing it nicely, he should have the better economy right now. Skirm upgrades are on the way. I think some of the core things that Red will have to focus on would be outposts on the left side. Like, more outposts to get vision there. But this is the area with the golds. Gold pile here, gold pile here, gold pile here. Like, this right side might decide the game. And Red just killing him with skirms right now. So, like, the knights force the crossbows and the arbalest. And Red just can go full skirm now. These are the moments, though, where we talk about trickle-trebbing, right? This is maybe the biggest moment in Red's career. He sees a castle. He sends a treb after it. You need patience. You need patience. You need to wait. He realizes, but the treb could get tossed away here, which would be pretty costly. I think NeoZz should probably chase that down if he can. Dude, I'm seeing... This is so fun, man. It's far from perfect for both. They're both super solid, but tiny little misclicks here or there are happening. Big build-up for NeoZz could be incoming if he works towards bombard cannons. That's a weakness for Chinese. I think Thofou needs Cavalier. Play Skirm Cavalier. Play Skirm Light Cav, and then spend all your gold on Rams. Those are your options, but in a straight range unit war, Melee will always win. Because they have bombard cannons. NeoZz is expecting to be raided right now. So I love this castle. I don't know where he's choosing to position, though. To me, it feels obvious he's going to go this way. because it's castle v castle, but he's actually moving into the middle. Thofou has clicked heavy Cav Archer now, which I'm not in love with. Also, make a demo, dude. Like, what demo raft could kill like all those skirms? That would be so nice. Oh god, NeoZz. What? How is that bomber cannon alive? Never mind, it's not. Oh my goodness. He went to the wrong side, guys. He did the difficult thing. He went to the left side. If he had the bomber cannons here, he's probably winning the fight. And now it's panic time for NeoZz. Bomber cannons were supposed to be the difference. Oh god! And now he's clicked, and he's pathing into the castle again. And now he's got to click back, but then he has to go back into the castle fire. The last couple moments have been disastrous for NeoZz. What in the world? I mean, again, the wood line's awkward to maneuver through, but it was castle v castle on this side. He actually had the army. He had the position to push here, and he just tried to switch gears. Castle's down now. Treb will be down. He doesn't have any bombard cannons. The Trebs from Thofou could continue to roll forward. Thofou still has 30 skirms in front, which is more than fine. It's risky, but I don't hate clicking the Trebs against the siege workshops and the bomber and the castle there. But I mean, I love the fact that he's dropping stables. I love the fact he wants to go light cav. I mean, NeoZz is... The movement of the units through this area is a problem for him. This castle already has 13 kills. It's kind of tough to do this, but Siege Ram should be the next thing on Red's mind right now. The Siege Ram would soak up all the shots from the range units. There's not a lot of value to raid the left right now because there's not a lot of stone and gold there. But farming eco can be there, and so I don't mind that castle for Red. And he had the Trebs when there was no bombard cannons. Was uncertain. Now he moves in and there are bombard cannons. And the bombard cannons can take his Trebs. I think NeoZz will be fine here. He's getting siege engineers. He has 3 bombard cannons in there. They're hard to see. He's also mixing in karambits. And now it's Thofou's turn to struggle a little bit. Dude, this is gonna be a banger set, guys. It's so chaotic. It's so messy. It's such a grind. We have a dock from NeoZz, and he's gonna stonewall the whole left side of the map. Let's go. But that's what you want as melee. You want to fight in one spot. You want to fight in one spot. You do not want mobility to be a factor here. But it's like right when one person makes a good play, the other person makes a good play. And bombard cannons are really tough to protect here. And it's an army of mainly skirms for NeoZz, so the light cav are really strong right now. And there's not enough of a meat shield there for NeoZz. The cav archers are running in. I thought they were going to snipe the bombard cannons, but now they'll bail. Bombard cannons are still alive. Honestly, the longer this game goes, the more I really like the heavy cav archer play. The light cav heavy cav archer combination is pretty sick here. And everything that NeoZz had here has just disappeared. The Trebs will roll in. There's 24 more cav in queue. The stables are all right next to this. There's a statement castle from Thofou. If he takes this castle down and completes this castle, could be over. But he needs those bombard cannons, man. And that means running underneath castles. That means running into halbs. Why do I feel like we're about to have a big mistake from Thofou here? Castle's on the way. Castle is not being repaired for NeoZz. But now there's only one Treb firing. There's a lot of halbs and skirms in queue. The CA are going down. The castle is still up for NeoZz. Never mind. It'll be Trebs down, but it's being replaced. There's 4 bombard cannons here. They can take the Treb. It's down. But the castle goes up for Thofou, and that's huge. Dude, this castle, it will probably go down, but look at how much damage it's going to do. I would repair it. I mean, we got a villager hammering away at the castle. What on earth is this? Yeah, I would repair it because it's just killing units nonstop for you right now. Killing expensive units, killing villagers. And Thofou's not losing any eco. His eco's completely untouched. And I think NeoZz is maybe running out of steam here. See, the problem with straight trash, guys, is a gold combination on the other side does really well against it, right? So, like, the Cav Archers kill the Halbs easily. And you don't really have, like... Hey, then your answer is for the skirms, or is to play skirms against the Cav Archers. But you do that, and then the light Cav is there, and light Cav is decent enough against the skirms. So, it is an issue every time I play Melee. You don't know what gold unit you want to fight with. Elephants is actually probably their strongest gold unit, but that's really tough to afford. And Thofou just keeps coming, man. He just keeps coming. More CA, more light Cav, and there is 0 on gold for NeoZz. And I don't think there's any gold around that I can see. This wall is not exactly done much. But I don't think that will be a factor. His relics are gone. And GG. Thofou gets the job done. Game number 1. Let's go. That's sick. That's really sick. I mean, this will be a really entertaining series. I can see both players are very evenly matched, but also a little bit shaky. This will be like... This will be an exhausting, pure tournament energy series here. I think there were opportunities for both players in the mid game. Honestly, they both felt evenly matched in terms of, well, every aspect of the game. And then I was critical of the heavy CA, but once it was heavy CA and light Cav, it actually ended up being really solid. These Cav Archers added a lot of value, but I also think that NeoZz, just letting those knights into his base, he lost all momentum. He was supposed to be an imp faster. Let's actually go back to that real quick. So he hits the Imperial Age like a minute faster or something, right? And he wants to use his army. Like right now, he has superior eco. He has superior army. He has superior-ish tech. I'll actually go back a little bit further here, right here, okay? But what did he do in Imp? Did he click his techs and did he move forward? Did he gain a position and build a castle here? No. What he did in Imp was he had to chase down these knights. So he chases down these knights. He's got the superior tech. He's got this headache. And then he goes forward to build this castle. This castle will always, always, always go up if those knights don't get in. And guess what? Castle gets denied. Castle gets delayed. And that's how quickly a game can change. So eventually he deals with that and whatnot. But it was really messy there. And then, actually forgot about this until we went back. Then this was weird. I mean, I really think he tried to be too creative here. I think if he has all of his army here right now, his bombard cannon snipe those trebs, he's pushing this, and then this whole corner maybe decides the game a little bit. So, obviously the pathing was brutal, but like, they ran through this area a bunch of different times. It felt like a weird area to prioritize. There's no golds around here. Maybe it's just he just saw this castle. But, yeah. That's where it went wrong for NeoZz. And either way, yeah, will be a fun series. Thofou took better engagements, had the better KD, and had the better food, gold, and stone eco because his eco was so untouched the last section there. So, yeah, you say Elo means nothing, T90? Thofou's having the higher Elo paid off. A little bit there. All right, so yeah, what's supposed to happen? There's a lot of different generations here. Let me just do a quick bug glance. Just double check, make sure there's no bugs. Everything seems fine. Everything seems good. So this sea tower is a pretty important aspect of the map. And the previous run, actually, Hardy, later on, don't forget to edit the restart out. The previous run, there wasn't a fish underneath the tower. And so it's kind of a big deal because that tower is meant to protect the area. And so if you're not protecting one deep fish, that can't affect what people can do here. They weren't too far into the game, so they are going to have to start over, unfortunately. But, Yeah, essentially Italians are the standard pick for this map because of all their bonuses flowing well with the good late game, the good water play, and the good eco. But I think the Shu might actually be #1 on this map. But that, I haven't tested it. I've only seen it once or twice. I think playing fast feudal with Shu into a little bit of water play and some fish behind, and then booming and adapting is really strong. Because, like, what is early imp dominated by on this map? Trebuchets and bombard cannons. Guess what you can get out easier and faster than trebuchets and bombard cannons from a siege workshop? Traction trebs. So, like, I think Wu are an option here because they get traction trebs. I think Shu are an option here, and then I guess Wei as well. But Shu feel a bit stronger just because of the food income from taking the trees. So T90, if you could only play one Civ for the rest of your life, what would it be? One Civ for the rest of my life. Oh, that's so tough. My instinct is to say Huns. Because, I mean, it's Huns. No other explanation. Huns are freaking awesome. But then maybe I would miss certain types of units. Maybe I would miss Arbalest, you know? I'm sure the day would come where I would miss an Arbalest. And then I'd be stuck. So do I want to go for options? Could I go like Byzantines? Because they get Arbalest, they get Paladin, they get Camels. Nah, I'm going Huns. Screw Arbalest. Screw Onager and screw Arbalest and screw Bombard Cannon. Don't need it. Give me Huns, Cav Archers, Hussars, Tarkins thumping in your base. Yeah, I'm going Huns. Huns are just too fun. They're not the best Civ, but peak Huns gameplay is just too good. So that's my answer. What would be one map for the rest of your life? One map for the rest of my life? Do I have to play Huns on it? I mean, I honestly, I would play Cross forever. I really wish that more people would play maps like Four Lakes and Cross. I would play that all day, every day. It's super fun. And I love Arabia, right? But, like, I find just the multitasking and all the adaptations of hybrid maps to be super fun. I'd even play a map like Evac forever. The map is really fun to play. But good questions, good questions, good questions. House Nation says, aren't Tatars better than Huns for Cav Archers and Hussar combo? Yeah, but then I have to build houses, bro. Then I have to build houses. What type of lame crap is that? No, thank you. I will take no houses, faster stable production, cheap Cav Archers. It's just the old man in me. What can I say? I just don't like the change. So you get one elephant. They brought in the elephant. Oh, hold on. We had a big donation that I missed. I'm such a horrible streamer. Number 666. Thank you for the $1 donation, which I think I will maybe get 30 cents from after all the fees. Says, hey T90, at this very moment I'm having a pint and feeling feisty. But I reminisce the past and oh god, you've had more than a pint, dude. You've had like 3 pints. I reminisce the past and remember you looking damn fine, ye. I sure know how to rhyme, ye, yeah. We all just chillin' and enjoying rerunning. I be punnin', but y'all is just slumming. All right, somebody take his alcohol away from him. Thank you for the donation. Anyways, though, that's very nice of you. Seriously, it is. I think every time there's a donation, they always take like a 30-cent fee. And then there's also a percentage of whatever that is. So a $1 donation is you know, a dime I found on the floor. But hey, I didn't have that dime before. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. Spent all his money on the beers. So NeoZz, he's going for the meta that I was kind of referring to. The fast castle into adapt. Now, a small thing that you could do that I talked about earlier in the day is you could actually take this fish earlier in the game. So take both of these fish and then save that deep fish for when the pressure comes in. which I personally really like, but I don't know if there's that big of a difference. Look at how much there is on wood for this build for Thofou. So he's going to go 2 galleys to just either prevent the opponent from taking fish or snipe the fish. And then I think he's going to add fish, and I really like it. I think his food eco should be crazy strong. Only with the shoe. Only with the shoe, because he's got so much on wood combined with everything else. T90... Oh, here's the scouts here. Can't miss this. T90, do you get more money through subs or donations? Technically donos. But, like, sub count is a big thing that I look at. I mean, it's pretty close. If you had to choose one or the other, I would choose probably sub. You don't get ads. You get the emotes. It's also really motivating for me as a streamer to see those numbers. But yeah, I think donations, you do get a little bit more. It does also kind of depend on some other factors, but it's not a big enough difference where I would say anything but just do what's best for you, and anything you can chip in with is honestly amazing. So, guys, look at this build. This is crazy, man. So it's so good. It's so good. You just let him just sit there idle with his fishing ships. You now add a couple more. Don't go too crazy, because you know he's going to come back on water. And then your food count is so freaking high, you'll potentially be in Castle Age quickly anyways. I really like this approach. Do you receive less money from subs depending on the country? Yeah, 100%, because it's location-based. So back in the day, if you had a prime sub, for example, nice job from NeoZz. He's going to come back on water. NeoZz is blocking with his fishing ships. So, like, prime subs are free, but it's location-based. So in the past, it was $5 for a free prime sub. But now it's location-based, so the majority of prime subs are worth, like, $1 or $2. Still free, still awesome. But, you know, paid sub is also location-based, but it's just, like, 70% of whatever the money is that you pay. Don't know, obviously, you decide on whatever it is. I don't think the currency actually matters, right? So, NeoZz has gone for a second dock, which Thofou actually just caught a glimpse of. Now, this is where I prefer he maybe add in some fires, but galleys are still potentially a good approach. And castle time is really good for NeoZz. It takes some confidence to just not wall here, but I think more people need to be doing it, because no one right now is going for feudal age land pressure. So the walling is a lot of resources and slows you down. NeoZz in Castle Age faster. Second TC's coming up. And War Galley upgrades on the way. And wait a second. What happened to the scout for Thofou? Sorry, guys, but I need to go back. What happened there? He had it. He walked along. And it died on the wood line. Oof. Yeah, so that's been my big thing. Like, I think now he will feel very, 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 very uncomfortable moving out at any point in the game to move to the side golds when he actually could. Because he has to respect that his opponent could have something out there or could see it. And NeoZz comes in with the fires. The double dock was absolutely insane. He didn't lose any fishing ships in the earlier stages as well. I really like the patience there. Ooh, lands some big hits with the demo. And Sea Tower is... Can Sea Tower come in clutch? No, Sea Tower comes in clutch. Gets the kills. So, what I liked... Like, I liked the 2 galleys from Thofou. I thought that was a good move. But... The follow-up galleys didn't accomplish a lot, and he was never able to snipe the fish in time. And NeoZz's build with 2 docks is looking sharp now, man. I mean, Thofou's eco is still insane. He has 500 food. But let's remember the gold situation. Gold is out here, and then here for him. It's just super uncomfortable. I don't like Thofou's TC positions off this build. The fast castler will always TC at home, because they'll prioritize winning water and just booming. I would have really loved to see Thofou have a TC on a gold right now. But let's see if he can manage it. Shulk in chat. Shulk's a good player. Shulk says it's over. So that means this game will go on for another 45 minutes. Probably. NeoZz can pull the scout home. You could actually add a monastery now, freely. Move around, get all the relics you want, because you don't have to worry about the starting scout. You can also heal up your scout. But let's see how the transitions look like. We still don't have horse collar for NeoZz. So any of these farms will probably run dry at some point. The Thofou is just straight booming. He doesn't have to worry about the scout. Is no job but to just straight boom here, which means his boom should be really strong. T90, do you think Hulks will make hitting the fish under the sea tower easier? I don't know. We'll have to see how that ship works in a bunch of different ways. I don't really have enough sample size to know how that's gonna mean, what that's gonna mean for this map. I think fighting for a little bit more map control would be really important right now for Thofou, because they're both still not playing towards any gold. If he's going to go light cab, I think it's a good move. But he's going to go archer range. Archer range. See, chat, I'm so opinionated. I played and watched so much. This doesn't mean this can't work, but like, I feel like unless it's cav archers, I'm not in love with it, because you need speed, man. You need some real speed. I think going for light cav would be tough. He doesn't have enough food yet. T90, you have not already talked about this. Can you remind us what shoe does? Yeah, a shoe is an invention that keeps your feet protected from the sharp and pointy grounds. It covers your foot. It prevents strangers from looking at your weird toes. That's what a shoe does. He's gonna go foot archers here. Yeah, I think he's going foot archers because he is shoe. And because they're just good. It's a good archer civ. This could catch NeoZz out though. Oh man, the monk. That is 100 gold gone, and the clock is just ticking until he's out of gold. That is painful. That is like 1/10 of the gold he has remaining. Information's key. Outpost on the left side for NeoZz. He wants to know what's up. Outpost on the right side for NeoZz. He can freely run to the side now. NeoZz should be able to snag a couple relics. I think Thofou is just... I like the opening build, but the follow-up to it. Imagine if his TC would have been on the golds. Then NeoZz would be trying to come to the golds, and this could be denied by a siege workshop or something. It's the same trend, though. I've seen a lot of players doing the same thing. Maybe I shouldn't be giving tips. I could be straight up wrong as well. Thofou loses another villager. He feels so uneasy about life right now. Everywhere he goes, he's losing his monk, he's losing his vill. Now he's gonna go this way, and he sees a siege workshop. Well, he could maybe do something anyways with this. He could run past the siege workshop. There isn't a lot on gold yet for NeoZz, but if you have the vision and you know the archers are here, I wouldn't hate even another TC over here. You could also just castle this one. Because if you're TCing this one, and then you castle the left, your eco is going to be fine, and then you just snowball it from there. I don't know. Thofou's build, his opening was great, but he's really struggling now. Here he'll kill a monk. NeoZz will add another siege workshop, though. And the siege push is being protected by the fires right now, and that is some of the gold that Thofou needs. But he is on the way to Imp. 20 eco behind, on the way to Imp. We'll snipe the Mangonel. Alright, snipes the Mangonel. Imp into Arbalest is still maybe an option. Siege from NeoZz here won't make a lot of sense now, because there's the one cav unit. This has not clicked a ton for me. The archers are still going to be producing from a long way away. They have to run past the navy, run past the siege. There's this army, which NeoZz will try and kill in. Okay, well. All right, Thofou. Hey, if he can micro these 5 archers like an absolute god, he's got chances. This is just the start. Oh, dude, imagine the YouTube short. Think of the content. I probably should show other things right now, but... All right, I mean, TC's coming up on gold. That's good. He'll be an imp pretty... Like, way faster. That's also the imp TC for NeoZz, which is just madman talk. More ranges over here. More villagers. Oh, God. The villagers are going into the fires. What a way to go. Well, okay. He realizes that now. NeoZz is castle dropping here? Brother, the gold. The gold. But the gold. Why are we... Well, I respect it. It's going crazy. Crazy tournament energy. I don't know if I love it, but I certainly don't love that for Thofou either. He's dropping the castle on the front. Thofou will have to react immediately. Does he even see it? No, he sees it all right. But he's thinking about traction traps to pressure on this side. Castle now from NeoZz, who has been able to mine gold. But these are his gold miners. I actually think that NeoZz can lose this game. Like, the fact that Red was able to just walk past here and get to this gold is crazy talk. It was with 5 crossbows to protect it. Okay, and now NeoZz is going to run to the left. But he doesn't actually have a lot of active gold miners. He does have a crazy good eco, so he can sell wood. He could sell food. He could sell wood. He also has 6 relics, so he's probably fine. He also has the water control, and with the water control, he could make cannon galleons eventually. So this is coming from the guy who said he's in love with Huns earlier, but I'm a big fan of just playing Hussar from NeoZz's position. Because you have the food eco, and then you can use the gold for siege and defense. So he's going for chemistry for bombard cannons, which is a nice play. He'll make a treb as well. First traction trebs are out for Thofou right now. A lot of tiny little engagements happening, which just make life difficult. Random tower. Random castle. I mean, this castle will produce a treb, which will start taking down the TC. This castle also cuts Red off a little bit from going different directions. What Red's not really doing a lot of is traction trebbing this castle right now. He is going to start, and NeoZz is going to start to drop barracks, which tells me his plan is condos. And the treb hit the traction treb. The superior siegecraft has sent the traction trebs a message. Also, this is actually like a complete cutoff. We've got a wall coming up. We've got a tower there. We've got houses. This castle's looking pretty good right now because it's not making Red's life any easier. This siege workshop and house as well, all the army is patrolling right into that. It's crazy. And so I think NeoZz is going to have the time, right? I was concerned he wasn't going to be ready because he was just ever so slightly slow to what he needed here. But Red's got nothing. He's getting heated shot? Let's go. Tech tree nerd. All right. Well, I mean, technically, heated shot could help. Towers and castles do more damage versus ships with heated shot. But that, in terms of the list of priorities, tells me things are going terribly wrong. Condos into the back of his base. The TC that was on gold has been taken down. And NeoZz, who could have won the first game, it was just, he honestly had a big brain fart in the first game. He's gonna feel so good about things that he can get the job done here because you push that out of your mind. Yeah, I actually love this castle now because Red is so fixated on trying to deal with it, and Red has not been able to apply any pressure onto taking the gold. NeoZz can freely take the gold on the left. NeoZz got 6 relics. This feels over. Over. And it was a good build from NeoZz. I really pumped up Thofou's build and then just kind of just got stomped. And Castle still standing. Blacksmith tech's coming in for blue. I mean, NeoZz is going to be playing deathmatch mode here. His eco is insane. He's got 8 archer ranges, 3 barracks, double siege workshop, double bombard cannon, double treb. And Red's got like 2 crossbows, 5 skirmishers, and a couple light cav with a civ that have really poor cav. So I don't know. When I saw Shu, I definitely expected a little bit more than this. But NeoZz played solid, played smooth, played consistent. And as long as he can just finish off that, even just hold this position now, this should be game over. There's no golden come whatsoever for Red. I mean, normally I say someone has no gold, but they have a relic or something. But there's no gold. He doesn't even have a relic, man. Someone says mathematically it's still possible? What grade did you get in math class? It's still possible to what? He's got 100 vills versus 135. No access to gold. Is blocked off by castles. I mean, I'm pretty crap at math, but not looking good, man. Not looking good. Also, we got a $5 dono from 5-star. He says, I always get wrecked online, but I love this game. Cheers. Hey, I think there's a lot of chatters who can relate to you, man. Thank you so much. Sorry, the text-to-speech hasn't been added yet. I was really busy watching the struggle of Thofou there. He just couldn't break NeoZz. So yeah, I'm not going to dive too deep into it. Well, actually, no. I am going to dive deep into it. I just think Thofou's build is fine to have solid eco and then immediately take build the TC over here. And I think his big problem was, I mean, he lost the scout, which was a big factor. But when he decided to boom, when he made it to the next stage, where the game's still manageable, he didn't have vision. He didn't have understanding that he could move over to the side. I think I can't see a big reason why to not consider that. I think players need to think about that a little bit more off of this build, because every time that the Italian player plays straight boom, they're likely always building their TCs at home. So that was the real issue for him. I think army comp was also an issue for him. He tried to go foot archers from home, and it just doesn't suit this map. We typically see a lot more speedy units from home just because the map is so expansive. So that was a NeoZz home map. And so with that being a NeoZz home map, that kind of makes sense. NeoZz had a good choice there, and NeoZz, that all the decisions really clicked. So now Thofou is going to go to his home maps, and his home maps are closed maps, are Zong and Fortified Clearing, guys. So we're going to have some walls, we're going to have some monks, we're going to have some little red noses, little clown action maybe. So we got some questions I'll get to. This was not the pick that I was expecting here. I don't necessarily hate it, though. We enter game number 3. We've got Thofou playing as the Khitans. So this answers what he's going to play on some of the other maps, potentially. And we got NeoZz playing as the Burgundians. So get your Zongs out. Or, sorry, the map is Zong. We've got kind of the more standard pick from NeoZz. I guess this is comparable to the previous game. We've seen Burgundians before. We've seen the Civ do well. The Khitans are a new Civ that weren't played a lot on this map. And Thofou's going to try and break the meta a little bit. Now, before the DLC that came out that changed all the regional monasteries and stuff, this wasn't as confusing because this building wasn't in the game yet. It was like in the editor. So this is not a monastery. This is actually a shrine. You can build a priest out of it, not a monk. You can build a 75 gold priest that only has 5 range and has hair. So I guess if you lose your hair, you gain range as a monk or something. Dave must have a lot of range. I don't know. So yeah, Burgundians are good here because you just are good economic, like arena style civ, but also because they, well, no, hold on. I was thinking Bengalis. Never mind. They don't have any monk bonuses at all, but Burgundians are just good for their eco. They must have talked. Thofou says, I don't know if I answered you, but I'm 2005. NeoZz says, yes, I know, same 11. Are they talking about their age? Oh, they were born 5 years after the year 2000. Ugh. I'm really conflicted because I'm all about the next generation of AoE, but I didn't think about how the next generation of this game would make me feel if they're actively talking about how young they are. So, okay, well, game is older than they are, and one of them will be in Silver League, whoever wins this series. But yeah, 150 wood per tree. If you do your practice sessions here, you'll know that you can fit 3 villagers on one tree. You can only fit 2 villagers on the next. I'll show you, but the game is super trolly with these trees when you try and chop through, and you will consistently have to click your villagers back to the tree, but it is doable. This already tells me that this is a fast feudal approach, because you wouldn't try and open this up as quickly as possible unless you were going to go to feudal age. And I actually like the Khitans because I think their pastures are insanely strong with their food eco, and they're really good at flooding the map with scouts, and you can just prevent the Burgundians from getting relics. And I guess what I was going to say earlier is the Burgundians get food income when they collect the relics, so that combined with the early eco is quite strong. It's wild to me how much has changed. Like, we were not seeing fast feudals all that frequently in Titans League Season 4 on this map. But now I think NeoZz is going to consider it as well. He already has a priest out. He's already hoping to chop through. He didn't actually fully heal his scout, but yeah, what he's doing is he's bringing in his boar with his scout, and then he'll run over to the priest and just heal the HP back up, which saves villager time and makes your eco slightly more efficient. So, nice detail. If you lose the scout, that's horrible, but he's never going to lose the scout. Someone born after 2005 might have lost the scout. But not NeoZz. He's freaking 20 years old. Freaking disgusting. Alright, Thofou clicks up. I think NeoZz will be behind by a Vil. Because he's, he should be behind by a Vil because he invested into double bid axe. Also went to gold super early. Wait, is he going fast castle now? Okay, I think he's changed his build. Kind of felt to me like he was gonna... I guess he's just making a lot of priests while also going fast castle. Dude, guys, if he converts any scouts, it's a pretty big swing. Because he's not going to feudal age to invest into the buildings to do it. I've never seen someone walk out here with 3 of these guys when he's going to. Thofou might think that he can attack the first monk and then not see the second and not see the third and lose scouts. Even just one conversion, then NeoZz has 2 scouts running around to snipe things. Yeah, Thofou's on the way up. And that tree is almost down. I forgot to show you, but yeah, a lot of the time you can tell that the villagers were switching back to this tree and that he had to manually click them to get them out. T90, what are you most uncomfortable with in AoE playing yourself wise? You mean like my skill set? What am I most uncomfortable with? I mean, it depends. I'm at this weird threshold. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a clown player where I like to play a lot of the arena-style monks. So, like, heavy monk maps are really difficult for me. I'm more of an open map standard style player. But the thing is, you got all these young guns these days who are freaking 20 years old. And they're just so much faster, right? And so, while I am an open map player, I hit a wall there where people are just twice as fast as me. So, I don't know. I think I'm pretty well-rounded. Pretty well-rounded. I'm not, like, necessarily insane. I would say, like, a mixed map where there's a lot more build potential is where I would shine. Nice pick off here from Thofou. He kills that monk. And that's where I'm confused. Like, NeoZz sees his opponent is in the next stage. I assumed he was going to expect scouts. Really shouldn't be getting any relics back, but he is going to get one. Did Thofou not realize that? I mean, it's gone. And I guess it just didn't dawn on him that the relic is on the way back home. Did dawn on him this one's on the way back home, and he will bonk, kill that one. So, interesting situation here. Again, you can't put your relics inside of this shrine. You have to eventually build a monastery. I thought he was going to go with a group of like 4 monks and try and go for conversions, but that obviously would have been risky. He will bring 1 relic into his base. It's very unlikely he gets another one. But at least that's 1 relic, and he will have a good castle age time. But I think if you have a good castle age time and then play into a scout or something, scouts or something to take the map, it could be decent. But I guess the difference here is the relics might be gone, right? You play in towards scouts, it might be too late. Nice blocking from Thofou there. Very nice blocking. I'm really curious to see how Thofou follows this. Because this, similar to the previous game, I feel is a really nice build. Add a civ disadvantage for your draft. So, like, someone's going to draft those other picks much higher than you. Italians, I think, was #1 pick from NeoZz. Here, I think this is, like, #2 pick or something. I could be wrong, but... Burgundians are always going to have the eco. I want to see Thofou go all in the next stage. I want to see Lycav, Siege Workshop, Lycav, Lancer, Siege Push, and just kill the Burgundians, because they're going to be booming, man. He will be castle age faster than you. He has those nice eco upgrades. I think if you both boom, the Khitans do have a good late game, but it's a bit questionable and awkward to play at times. But I wouldn't even hate full Lancer. I think the Lancers are a really strong option. So needs to click up to Castle Age, tracking these other monks, or priests, sorry. Someone is asking, are they both French? Apparently, Thofou's from the the French-speaking area of Belgium. As someone in chat says, Belgium is not France. They got really butthurt about that. Now, apparently, I was told that by admin, but I have no clue if that's correct. Again, I have to ask him if Thofou is how I even pronounce that later on. So, didn't mean to get people butthurt. Didn't mean to upset anybody. Sorry. He's from the Dutch side of Belgium, T90. I mixed it up. Okay, well, blame the admin. Admin's making me look bad. But it's Belgium, guys. It's Belgium. Yeah, second TC, third TC, relic instantly gets put into the monastery. Like, this is what the Burgundians want. This is what the Burgundians are better at doing than basically any other civ. There's a couple other civs that can compete. I don't think the Khitans are necessarily one of them. But, I mean, the thing about the Burgundian, like, late game is you do have to play it a very specific way, and things can get really messy on this map. So maybe you just use lots of cav spam to control the middle if you're Thofou. Maybe you don't have to go all in. And he doesn't have Loom right now. He's going to run to the outside. T90, do you like Belgian waffles? I could go for some Belgian waffles. Here's a question. If you had to choose between waffles or pancakes, what would you choose? This might not even be close. I'm going to wait and see what chat says. Waffles or pancakes? Okay, this is pretty close. For some people, this isn't even a question. I'm definitely more of a waffles guy. But then you have to start to factor in, are there any things in addition to these things? Like, by the way, look at Thofou's food count right now. These pastures are insane. He hasn't even had that many of them. It's like growing up, when I had sleepovers with my friends and we do like all-nighters while gaming, his mom would always make chocolate chip pancakes. Oh! And before somebody goes, oh my God, that's such an American thing. Yes, we also had syrup. Okay? Yeah, that's right. We know how to eat. I'm not ashamed. I don't have diabetes yet. But yeah, that's not an everyday thing for me now. That would absolutely destroy me now. But yeah, if it was like chocolate chip waffles, I wouldn't like it. Chocolate chip pancakes, very good. Thofou is on stone. And like, TC on stone here? TC on stone here? He might go unique unit, guys. The thing is, I said this like a month or two ago, and I'm really hoping that everyone will give me credit for that statement, even though all of you probably forgot it. I think that the bonus, that like the pasture food eco, the faster producing skirms and spears and scouts, and all the crazy damage from the lancers and cav, I think all these bonuses this civ has is making people completely overlook how busted the unique unit is. In melee engagements, the unique unit is crazy. But nobody makes the unique unit because they have so many other bonuses, right? But I don't like it for against Burgundian gunpowder. So you probably need to think twice about it. Thofou seems to think the outside wood is really important. He's patrolling around on both sides. And he's now 4 TCs. It seems like chat was split pretty 50-50 on the waffles pancakes thing, by the way. That's pretty good. I like that. I thought everyone was going to say pancakes for some reason. I don't know why, but I just didn't think people were going to be very pro waffles. We can run a poll if you guys would like to vote. Go ahead. Okay, subscribe if you are pro... Oh, how do I do this? Yeah, subscribe if you're pro waffles and donate if you are pro pancakes. $1 donation will do. That's fine. Oh my God, look at the mic. Bro! Hold on. We were too busy making stupid jokes. This is crazy. Look at this micro here. Okay. All right. Let's rewatch this. Scout comes in. There's a TC firing. Dodges the first time. Dodges the second time. Dodges the third time. Dodges the fourth time. Dodges the fifth time. Dodges the sixth time. Villager dead. And people say arena players can't micro. That was crazy, dude. And then Red tried to say something too. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he tried to say. Okay, he says no. Well, he respects it. That's sick. That was really cool. I guess they tried to do a smiley face, but it changed the chat setting to only send it to himself. Okay. By the way, NeoZz is on the way to Imp. This economy is ridiculous, man. He got one relic. One single relic. And look at the food eco and the wood eco. And the gold. And he's going to play pure gunpowder. And Thofou on his home map hasn't even clicked up yet. This is where I really like map control. If you have lots of army, it gives yourself time to cook. I don't think he's expecting anything. I mean, he hasn't seen anything. He hasn't necessarily checked the front. Checking the front would give him vision on the ranges, but he's just patrolling on the sides. He is going to build an outpost on the front, but this is going to be a little too late to find out what's coming, man. Well, maybe not. Villagers just attack. There's no loom for red, so villager will go down. And, I mean, cav archers are on the way. Priest did not convert the villager. I mean, this is 2 Flemish militia to protect here, NeoZz. You need to bail on this. You need to wait for gunpowder. You need to back up. That's actually great for red. That's great because that's a lot of inefficiency for blue, and now you have the heads up, and now blue panics, and now you just like, okay, I need to go to imp. We're good. Still don't know what the comp is going to be. I guess the comp is going to be heavy cav archer. You can get heavy cav archer in Castle Age, which is kind of nice here. And Wololo with 6 gifted subs. Let's go. What is that? Pro pancake or pro waffle? Oh, we also got we genuinely got donations. What the? Guys, it was a joke. Angry as Pancake, thank you for the sub. He's upset. Star Wars, yeah, thank you for the dono. He says pancakes are better and I will not elaborate. And then 5-star donated $1 and said pancakes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot my own rules. I'm really bad at this. Guys, these skirms have 1 upgrade. And the Cav Archers have 2. They have crazy economies. But they are taking really weird fights. And what is happening here? I mean, red doesn't see blue's building a castle. Blue doesn't see red's building a castle. All the army's dead for red. And he just completely miscalculated it. I guess he thought he was going to win the fights? He's not winning the fights. Well, blue focused vills, so he is kind of winning the fights. I mean, the castle has to go up for red. Has to. Has to. If it doesn't go up, this is a disaster. This is his home map, man. This is his strat. Or bombard cannons there. Oh, this is crazy. Bombard cannon. Bombard cannon to deny the castle. 95%, 93%, 95%. 96, 97, 98. 98.5. 99, bro. 99. No. Oh my god. That's like one more little mallet hit with the hammer. You could have a rubber hammer and finish this castle. But like, it's a little confusing situation there. Your opponent was an imp. Blue didn't exactly show up with a lot, but you're still expecting that Blue's going to have an army ready after he saw your Cav Archers. You have 4 relics. I would have loved to see a more mid castle or a more defensive castle. But when the pressure's on and people are watching and people are talking about pancakes and waffles, things get messy. All right? And that's the explanation. It's just the pressure is on. It's a big moment. Doesn't have the experience. And, well, now NeoZz has a lot of center gold control. He's got the gold over here. He's got the gold over here. And I want Nikov. Why did I say Nikov? NeoZz, sorry. I would like NeoZz to consider just clicking the Cavalier upgrade now. Just clicking the Cavalier upgrade. Because I don't think Paladin is something you need this very second. But the nice thing about Burgundians is because that Cavalier upgrade is so cheap, you just kind of get it ahead of time. And later in this game, if your opponent goes skirmish, for example, you might want Paladin, and then it's just one click away. Also, chat's telling me that red didn't have Loom. I guess he just researched it. I could double check that, but oh my god. So, NeoZz has decided that Outpost is his favorite building. And he is just flooding the map with Outposts. I mean, he's got Outposts next to Outposts. So he will have no surprises. Doesn't actually see over here. But he's waiting right now. He knows that Thofou is going to build up with something. And, the Town Watch upgrade with the Outpost show him the entire army, guys. What a sick moment that was. Look at that. And now he knows he needs to back off. That was so cool. The whole army was right there in the darkness. Outpost here. Outpost here. And getting more vision. But what do you make against heavy CA and Cav? It's actually a really tough comp for Burgundians to fight. This is why I think you need Paladin. I think Paladin Skirm, Paladin Hand Cannon can work really well. Credit to Red. He's built up a big army here. He should not be able to last on this gold for very long. NeoZz will send a unit there. Here he comes with 2 Trebs. Now, we talked about this. We talked about the Treb situation and how usually I'd encourage players to wait for 4. Is he going to have enough firepower from 2 Trebuchets to take this down, or is NeoZz going to find the answer? This does force NeoZ's hand. He just got Bracer for the skirms. Remember, you do not have bloodlines on your Cav Archers here. You do not have bloodlines on your light Cav. So, units are a lot squishier for the Catans. And NeoZz is holding. Yep, and now the trebs are exposed, and now you need to back away with your trebs. I think if he waited for 4 trebs, he obviously just loses more and more map control, so that's probably why he went in with 2. Actually have Flemish Militia being created by NeoZz here. On Arena, yeah, okay, relics make a big deal. There's like 1 or 2 areas of gold in the middle. On Zong, there's gold everywhere. He's got 42 on gold right now. So, all about this middle map control, and thus the castle was key. Heartbreaker for red. I mean, it just feels like he could have easily just placed the castle in the middle, and things could look a little bit different right now. But now he's without map control, and he's hoping for a big snowball. Someone tells me, in all caps, screaming at me for no reason, says, Thofou plays on a 15-inch laptop with no mouse pad. All right, thanks for the info. Not sure I could trust somebody who doesn't take off caps lock, man. You know how it works. The voice in my head just keeps screaming. I can't turn it off. I mean, Margugu got really good when he first started playing the game. He played on a 17-inch laptop. And Margugu said when he changed to a PC, he was expecting immediate improvement. And he has improved, don't get me wrong, but he was like, what? That didn't get any better. It was so confusing, man. That was a really bad French accent. That was like a mix of a couple different regions right there. The Thofou is building a castle which has been spotted. And NeoZz is going for the great line of castles. Look how many castles he has lined up here. This feels like a scenario I would have played against an AI when I was like 10. Well, okay, another castle denied. This one at 84%. And I talked about Paladin earlier. If you have this many castles, skip over Paladin and just go for your unique unit. That's what he's trying to do. It's the last attempt for Thofou. The last fight. He gets up to 3 trebs this time. Thofou, think about how many trebs you think is okay, and then add 2. If you do that for the rest of your Age of Empires 2 career, you will benefit, okay? He is waiting for the 4th now. It makes sense, because he's following the rule, because the first time he went in with 2, now he's waiting for 4. And he has siege engineers. NeoZz has so much gold. But he needs his castles to produce this unit. And there are 40 cav archers. And a big army for red. He is actually getting raided back here a little bit. And that's just outposts on the left. The thing about the army for NeoZz is it doesn't have a lot of tankiness to it. The elite Custilier will be strong. But he doesn't have a lot of them right now. He only has 11, and they're all split up. Thofou is dodging. He's giving himself time for those trebs to take down that castle. He does have more cav spam behind this. Can he do this? The light cav will die. The light cav will melt the skirms. Skirms are just gone. Okay. But the cav's going to be gone. NeoZz is trickling in his cav here to try and get to the main fight. He's still repairing that castle. He's hoping he's got enough here. He's dropping a castle here. It's actually a clutch castle. All the castle fire will snipe light cav as the light cav try and get to the middle. And I think NeoZz is getting the numbers now. And I think he's doing it. Yep, he's keeping the castle up. The bombard cannons can slide over here to take these trebs. And Thofou, he got the relics. He had a plan here to kind of counter the meta that is Burgundians. But the Burgundian economy still seems so strong. I love the amount of control NeoZz has had in the middle. This castle already has 2 kills. And you're not able to switch that off in your brain. Like, red's still going to produce from these stables, and those units are just going to die. Did run out of stone. So he did just run out of stone. He might try and buy some real quick to keep this castle up. The bombard cannons are wheeling over here. If the castle falls, things do get awkward for NeoZz. But bombard cannons are there. No way. No way. He takes 1. He takes 2. Oh, He runs out of stone. He runs out of stone. More repairs. He gets another treb. No way. He saves this, dude. He saves it. Wait. Repair. No stone. Repair. Sick. Hey, this castle's taking a lot of damage. 32,000 damage to be exact, but he's kept it up. And now he's got full map control and the GG's called. Damn. Whew. Again, this series has had it. You can sense the nerves. You can sense the moment a little bit. There's definitely been some things here or there, which if you get used to players playing near perfect, come off as maybe a little bit questionable. But NeoZz has been able to fight through that. I want to go back. I just want to look at these situations again and think about this. So, as it stands right here, and of course, Red doesn't have this information, but he is ahead in Vils. He's got 4 relics. And the opponent's in Imp. I think it's just a brain fart. Like, the opponent's in Imp, and now you're trying to push. It's not really what I would expect here. What I would expect is more of a, maybe a castle over on this side, away from the middle. But the decision, I mean, it almost worked for him because NeoZz also had, NeoZz was fighting with feudal age army. It got really weird. So actually, you know what it was? I think he's winning the fight. And because he's winning the fight, he thinks, oh crap, let's just go forward. Yeah, I think initially he wants this castle I'm thinking about. And because he's winning the fight and NeoZz is throwing, he goes for it. And he just never saw this castle. It's actually really unlucky for Red. He'd no clue the castle was going up there, which is wild because he has so much army. Yeah, I mean, but then the hand cannons come out, and then, the castle gets denied, and then you lose a lot of ills, you lose momentum, and it just, things kind of fall apart from there. But yeah, that was all about NeoZz taking the map control there. And now Thofou's got to win 2 straight. Also, chat's telling me that Red didn't have Loom. Loom was... Yep, no Loom. Oh, God. So literally, if he had Loom, he probably gets the castle up. Castle maybe doesn't stay up, but still. All right. So, bit of a blast from the past here. Because poles used to be picked all the time on this map and other arena-style maps when the Civ was first introduced. After a series of nerfs, and I also just think other Civs getting introduced, people stopped playing poles as much. But I think they're a really good pick here. This map is Fortified Clearing. With Fortified Clearing, like Arena, you've got the stone walls along the front. Lots of relics and gold and stone to fight for in the middle. But then it is open on the outside. The early versions of this map did also have stone walls on the outside, but I said, screw that. I think this is the best version. Because you have more variety at play. You could still play defensive, you could still wall. Still play fast castle, but you can also play army on the outside in feudal age, or even in castle age, if you would like to. I think NeoZz had a really good call out here with his draft. It was risky, but Thofou realistically only had 2 civs he was probably going to play. And I think that was going to be, it was either Portuguese or Poles. Poles felt more obvious because of the time he picked it on the draft. So NeoZz wanted this matchup, but had he played Hindustanis against Portuguese, I don't find that matchup quite as easy to manage. So NeoZz predicted this. And NeoZz has a decision on how he wants to play it, though. I think both civs could go feudal age, both civs could go fast castle. I think the safe approach is probably fast feudal into some scouts if you're both. Scouts to protect your walls. Poles especially, you can get a lot of farms around the fullwork then. But, I don't know. Then again, the scouts might delay your castle age time. Faster you're in castle, the faster you can make the monks. And, add the TCs and whatnot, so. Okay, why are multiple people in chat asking me how many salmons tall I am? And why is this funny? I must have missed something. I don't know. Multiple people have asked. And I'm not really understanding. Because the people have to know. Do you, though? I mean, I don't know. Someone look up the stat. Someone look up the size of an average adult salmon. I guess maybe that's cheating, though. I guess it depends on what type of salmon. Thofou's walling this way. I would say, like, 3.5. I was going to say 3, but I don't want people to think I prefer to be taller in my estimation than be shorter, you know? Not saying, no disrespect to any of my short kings out there, but I would say 3.5. I guess we'll have to confirm this. I'll head to Alaska right after this, and I'll go lay down in a common salmon stream, and hope no bears come up and eat me instead. This is a very nice little wood line here. You don't get this all the time. This really helps red to not have to wall as much. So this feels like a fast castle then. Bringing in the first boar. We'll potentially bring in the second boar. Against Hindustanis, though, these walls can go down very quickly. Any other civ this could probably hold against scouts, but this is so far away from your base. I'm not certain that this would be enough protection. So, like, this house being behind this palisade actually makes such a big difference. And NeoZz is on the way to feudal age to play into scouts. NeoZz should see these walls, and then NeoZz could think about that. Oh, but he has to see it. He has to analyze. So he'll see that wall. He'll see the wood line. See, that doesn't look exciting. But if you see this, that makes me think you can get through. Yeah, that's a... You wait till you get 4 scouts, I think you're through right away. The Thofou isn't walled on this side. That's another thing about polls. I think maybe if you play towards walls against another civ, it's fine. But I would... Personally, I'm just feeling like the fast feudal might be the better approach. Or the more comfortable approach, at least for me. But, I mean, NeoZz has kind of ruined it. Because NeoZz is making him think about this and attack the wall now. So, Thofou will bring the villager here. We actually have no loom for NeoZz. Thofou should try and kill this vill. But if there's 2, probably not worth it. There is a second one here. And yeah, NeoZz showing the barracks. This will tell red that this is going to be a scout investment. Okay, Atlantic salmons have a total length of 28 to 40 inches. Is it bad that I'm trying to do the math on how many inches tall I even am? I'm tired. I'm 6'2", whatever that comes out to. Someone do the math for me. We've got a stable there from NeoZz. Thofou will get out of here. And Thofou is walling. Has to win. If he loses this, he's done. He has to be fully walled here. And he has to be fully walled everywhere. And then his eco still has to be balanced for Castle Age. So, I was bringing that up because this is still open. But he'll have the palisade walls. This house is probably a vulnerability against a couple Hindustani scouts. NeoZz is not going the other direction, which ends up being a good move now. If you saw this Vill's walling here, super easy to wall behind. Yeah, I think Hindustani's opening scouts against walls is great because it's like... Actually do so much damage against the walls. It really does put your opponent under some pressure. Thofou is hiding the scout because he's not in feudal age. He won't want to lose that, so he can't bring it home. And NeoZz is just going to wall up slowly behind this, kind of like an Arabia opening. Almost, you're not going to need an archer range or a transition to any other type of unit here, most likely. Yeah, I would attack that house. Make life simple for yourself. Force reactions. Hindustani eco is pretty smooth behind. The house is going to go down pretty quickly here. And we have the barracks from Thofou. The house is already down, are going down. Quite a bit of HP. He needs a stable. He needs a blacksmith. He needs eco upgrades. He needs to repair the house. Bro, please do not die to a house going down to scouts. This is Hindustanis we're talking about. I mean, more scouts are on the way right now. If you can't kill a Vil, you'll take an idol. So I like what NeoZz is doing. Now we'll attack the wall. And this does actually mean that Thofou still invests into repairs, which is villager time and investment, and now needs to pull another villager. So this isn't horrible either. He's going to wait for some spearmen here. But I think his build is a little thrown off by this, right? All this walling and everything is delayed his building time. It's delaying his castle time. He will escape with a spear, but one spear just gets killed here. And NeoZz is like, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, you want one spear for every 3 scouts. I think Thofou's struggling a little bit to manage this. The decision-making there, I think, is a really easy choice for him if he's not under pressure, but he's under pressure. And dude, build a house, build a house, build a house. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. But house could go down. Meanwhile, on the left side, NeoZz patrolling this way. NeoZz building his blacksmith, a couple walls on this side. He's thinking about Castle Age. And still, Thofou has some work to do to keep these scouts out. This is really frustrating for him right now. Other scout is still up here, by the way. Can't get through. We'll probably eventually need a gate here. Thofou's on the way to castle. He's trying to mass those farms right now. And get enough scouts where he can come out and just engage on this. But man, like, I think Thofou really needed to think this one through, man. Just open scouts yourself with pulls. Your eco's easy breezy. This is so stressful right now. But maybe he'll manage it. Scouts on the way. He hasn't lost that much. It's frustrating for me to see someone struggle so much. And he will soon be able to have enough scouts to engage on this. He's been patient. He can bring this scout in with the other scouts. You know what would be a next level play right now? You don't attack for another minute and you wait for husbandry. So you always catch these. That would be crazy. I would never think of that. Also, okay, he's just going to attack now. But imagine if he waited, had husbandry, and then he just kills all of them. Like, now he's getting husbandry. Oh, man. I mean, husbandry's still a good choice. That's still a really nice choice. Adds the monastery now, so he'll be thinking about relics. NeoZz will have to back away. There is only one relic in the south. There's 3 relics in the north, so that's a nice position for Thofou to have locked down. And yeah, again, aspects to this build that were maybe a little awkward, but did he lose any builds? No. Is he going to attack these scouts to get kills? Yes. Is he getting his eco upgrades with pulls? Also, yes. I think the later in the day it gets, the more critical I'm getting, and I honestly think this is fine. Forgive me for being opinionated, but that is kind of how it goes. NeoZz actually just backs off there because Thofou didn't chase him there, so I don't know exactly what that was. I think Thofou obviously focusing elsewhere on eco, and maybe just wants to protect this area because this is where the relics are. Second TC for NeoZz. Vils are super cheap. And he's also got the TC here, and he's going to shift his scouts to the middle. So 9 relics on this map. And it is easier to collect the relics quickly in the middle. And the middle is more valuable in terms of the long term. Thofou doesn't see any army. He has his monk out. Oh, dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. Nice find from NeoZz. But from my perspective, though, Thofou, he has army to track the outside. He has no army to track this side. So I think he'll get experience because he's a young player. That surprise won't happen once he learns more. Because this army just patrols here, and you get these relics. And if anything, you just bring a scout in the middle to stop NeoZz from taking the relics. It's all about the positioning of it. Way easier said than done. Yeah, NeoZz tried a similar thing, right? He's got his army in the middle, protecting where he's going to get relics, and he tried to go kill a monk there. Lost the unit. Gate isn't actually locked here. So if Thofou got close, units might run out, but I think it's fine. Yeah, both these players are really young. But in Thofou's case, he doesn't have as much tournament experience. The thing is, when NeoZz gets his win, it's because he's like... He has a lot of... fight. He has a lot of grit. Like, none of his... You never see NeoZz, like, upset somebody and you're like, man, that was, like, easy. He's winning 3-1, 3-2. Really adaptive, too. Nice house walls there. As the Lycav try and break through. But again, there is a core thing that is being missed here. If NeoZz continues this way, that's a monk kill. He's focused on getting the kills here, though. And Thofou sees him. Thofou knows he'll be chased down. Thofou runs away. Both players on 3 town centers. Both players with 1 relic. It's 2-1. This is Thofou's last home map. If he wins this game, we go into the 5th game where NeoZz will have the slight edge, and it's on one of the craziest maps you could have a game 5 on in Cross. I think only thing crazier than that would be maybe Evacuation in this map pool. First time I've seen a lot of army activity from Thofou in the middle. And nice fight there. Gets 2 kills. I don't think NeoZz realized Bloodlines wasn't in yet for him. The full works are starting to look pretty good. Pretty good, man. That's a lot of farms right now. I think having any of your eco exposed long-term is going to be an issue, so I'd like to see walls in this choke, but Poles want the safe farming eco, and they've got it right now. The thing is, Hindustanis can add camels, so against the Cav, Poles can struggle. I would want to play Light Cav and Arbalest if I were Poles. NeoZz's monk probably going to die. Look at the idle TC. 7 seconds for Thofou, 21 seconds for NeoZz. This means they're not getting housed. This means their food eco is balanced perfectly. Oh god, Lycav get in. Lycav get in. Just ran underneath the TC. And so, yeah, in theory, that town center is going to kill some units here. But it's just so frustrating if units actually get through here. That's so worth it for NeoZz. He loses a lot of army, but he kills Vils and all the idle time, too. And then Thofou will send all of his army back. These are things that all the players in this bracket, if something like this happens, they learn from it, man. So I keep saying it like that because I think Red's got a lot of potential. He's certainly the underdog here. If he can get out of this series, you can maybe start to think about that stuff for the next round, too. But just wall it. Just wall it. Like, look. Yeah, you now have expanded your eco to the outside. Stonewall it. Super easy to solve that problem. Love that from NeoZz. But I love the resources for Thofou. And 5 villagers is kind of nothing. When you've got 80. 5 villagers in Dark Age, you probably should resign. Also, Bear got a kill. Shout out to the Bear. Monk from Thofou hiding over here. And might be able to snag the relic now. NeoZz doesn't have any army, so this relic can be brought in. The next relic could maybe be brought in. Seems like they're preparing a bit for Imp. Now, I still like Cav spam as the Poles. I don't think you just need to stop with it. Because what you don't want is a situation where you have no army. You're clearly going Arbalest, and they see it, and they go Skirm, or they go... I mean, like Gulam, there's any number of options. So I think holding the map control is key. Even if you're losing units, when food is coming in like this, just spam to hold the map. Do not allow any castles in the middle. I think he just killed that monk there. He's starting to outpost this side. Where this map is about the outside and the middle. And both civs have crazy good bonuses for raids. So, for Thofou, my opinion on his position changes massively based on if this gets walled or not. I don't even... Like, a castle on the hill is good, but walls are way better. It's going to happen at some point. Also, Bear is hungry. He's feasting. I heard bears were, like, really fast. Apparently not. But yeah, that should be another dead Vil. So, you got to get Loom here if you're NeoZz. Camels to the middle will meet the light cav. Should shred the light cav. But if you keep NeoZz busy a little bit, you maybe bait him too hard into camels. Oh wow, villager survived. What? You bait him too hard into camels, and then you can go into arbs. I think maybe the villager was at the top of the hill there. I missed it. Castle on the outside here from Thofou. Monks are really nice in this situation to help against these camels. Castle in the middle for both. I don't know if the outside will actually matter here. NeoZz will see those monks and back off. Will Thofou see the castle? I think you could cancel conscription here and make trebs right away if you really wanted to. I don't mind the conscription upgrade, though. It's going to really help with your army numbers. Uh-oh. Monks. Light cav swoop in. 4 monks could add a lot of value. NeoZz snipes them. I think up here, Thofou was killing the Vil, or maybe the bear did. I'm not sure which. And Thofou is going to wall this. So, yeah. Most of the fights coming through the middle. Maybe there will be fights on this side. Maybe. There are stones and golds here. But another castle now from NeoZz. And he's got a treb on the way, but we also have trebs on the way from Thofou. Thofou's got 6 arbalest. 4 ranges. They're not producing just yet. He is getting all the upgrades, though. Ballistics is on the way. Chemistry's already in. Armor's coming in. Kind of the cool thing about this wall now is that NeoZz didn't see it. So he might click units here, and it will path somewhere else. It might path through the middle into the castle or something. Chemistry's completed for NeoZz, too, but Bombard Cannon will already be out for Thofou. What is NeoZz going to make beyond camels here? Because if his thought is Ghoulam, it's a pretty interesting call, but his castles are exposed. Ghoulams are great against archers, but you need the castles. And it's an interesting rock, paper, scissors, because then, you know, Poles, they might want the Olbuk. Obviously, the Poles need their castles for that as well. Yeah, look, I think NeoZz is trying to raid the top right now. He does not know that wall is there, and he's trying to raid the top. And his army's leaving the middle. If he clicks back there, the units will path towards the middle. Yeah, just like that. So now he's like, wait a second, the pathing sucks in this game, and he's complaining to the devs. The devs are going to be like, bro, build an outpost. I mean, this is so close. I know the pop isn't there, but I think I like Thofou's position because committing to Ghoulam is really tough when you're under this much pressure with your castles. Obviously, if he takes down this castle, if he holds this position, that changes things. Bombard Cannon shot takes down the Treb. Winged Hussars here for Thofou. And you can just toss those things away, no problem, right? Maybe not no problem. This is the first time that we'll have the Arbs and the Hussars all together. It's 24 Arbalest. There's only 7 Ghoulams, and they're not elite. Both players are repairing castles. Vil count is actually higher for NeoZz. But NeoZz doesn't have any armor upgrades? He doesn't have a single armor upgrades on his cav, guys. He has 20 camels, no armor. GG. If I was 2 hours into the stream, I would not say GG. But, you know, I've been around. It's been a long day today. No armor? I mean, camels aren't great against cav, against archers as is. But that's a big thing to miss here. And now he's committing to elite Ghoulams, but he only has 1 castle. This is the castle. Oh, man. Yeah, and this is the Poles' dream army. And it only gets better from here. Hussars, Arbalest, Bombard Cannons. The Ghoulams, I don't think they're going to be enough. Okay, camels have their armor now. They have their first armor upgrade. But the bombard cannon's exposed. The camels have to dance a little bit. So do the ghoulems. Oh, God. There's like Kevin Red's base right now. He doesn't see it. He does not see that. He does not know. He is not really fully reacting yet. He's also really distracted here. I think he just noticed. That's crazy. I don't know how. I don't know why. Yeah, he's noticed now. But he could potentially take some bad engagements now because of the panic. He's still holding firm. It's actually a good move. Don't send anything home because you're pushing this. Oof, but you got to be careful. I mean, I guess... I still don't know how they got in. But... I guess there was a hole on the left side or something? Because it's not stonewalled? The castle for NeoZz goes down. And still red is fine. Because... I mean, there's no Golem production now for NeoZz. This is really tough. He's stuck only on camel. The bombard cannons go down. He's going to lose full map control here. And if Thofou can just continue to move forward with the siege to take down the next castle, this will be huge. Nice job from him to stabilize that. That would have... Dude, your heart just jumps out of your chest when you get raided like that, when you're like winning. I think NeoZz is kind of running out of ideas. Maybe one big fight. But I'm seeing he's low on gold and he hasn't yet moved over to this gold. There he goes, but... Can he max out? Can he get an army that's good enough to beat this? I actually think if he just went pure camel and played imp camel, it would cost everything that he had, but that might actually be able to clear this. But this army gets really cost efficient now for Thofou because his food income is flying. The winged hussars will have trample damage after Legacy, so they're taking pretty reasonable fights against most things they engage into. And then he's done a great job with the ARB numbers, too. Castle down for NeoZz. So he'll have 11 Ghoulems. I mean, Arbalest was just the perfect choice from Red. NeoZz was in a tough decision because if he tried to go into Elite Skirm, there's already Cav out. So holes are just tough to stop, even with the Hindustanis. We do have a little bit of fighting on the left. Again, Red, just stonewall this, dude. Stonewall this, and it's never a factor. Just like you did on the other side, and keep pushing here. 4 relics in this monastery, by the way. That's not bad. Can we get to a game 5? 45 Arbalest. 35 winged hussars. Defensive castle just in case for Red. He's allergic to stonewalls on his flank, but I still think NeoZz, even if he raids, isn't going to have enough. Again, is there a hole here? Bro! Okay. There was a hole there. Okay. He had broken through, I guess. It doesn't look like a hole. Monastery's down. Soon. Bills will go down. NeoZz is still trying to max out. He's still trying to max out with Ghoulems. He's at 200 pop. If he can clear this once, that could be the snowball he needs. And he deletes his walls. He shift deletes his walls. He will take the fight. Red needs hussars on Ghoulems. That's actually perfect. That is the best fight Red will get here. You have hussars on Ghoulems, and you have Arbalest on camels. It won't get better than that. Is it good enough? I'm not sure. There's still Lycav making it through here. It's still kind of messy. Guys? I take it back. Ghoulems are insane. I take it back. The Ghoulems just melted everything, dude. The Ghoulems just absolutely melted everything. I didn't think it was worth the risk. It's worth the risk. We see another castle from NeoZz. He's taking the Trebs. He's taking the Vils. There's Lycav in the Eco. And this is like probably the biggest tournament Red's ever played in. And he's 20 years old. Oh my god, what a swing. And the panic. And the nerves and the pain, dude, the pain. He farmed here. He farmed in the middle. He farmed in the middle because the outside was a problem. Because of those raids earlier, because it was a problem. And also because he had the middle. And he thought the middle was going to be fine. Well, you can't switch your comp too much. I think more winged hussars and more arbalests is still okay. NeoZz took some big damage there. Also, the shift delete of the walls looked epic. Doesn't look good now. Guys, he has no walls now. Like, I mean, he's got the castles, but he's going to have to re-stonewall the front of his base. Man, this is just insane right now. Also, nice lumber camp there, NeoZz. But NeoZz is back in it. But the 68 eco kills, I hate that I'm still talking about it like this. I'm not trying to pick on Red, but like, I think he's got so much potential, and it's literally just learning, man. The raids that have happened at various points, all things that you can learn from. Hey, Elephant. Do something, bro. Do something. Well, maybe he doesn't want to do something now. I mean, at least Red notices. Red could probably go for another layer of walls here. Good. He's got the layer of walls busted through on this side, though. Has to react to that. I like the castles for both. For Red, I'm concerned about the snowball again once Imp Camel comes in. Because that was just heavy camel and elite Golem. Now it's going to be Imp Camel. We might run out of gold on this map, guys. Red will re-wall this. I want to double check what players are actually taking. Okay, so it says that blue has 33 on gold. This is half of them. They're almost done. Then there's this gold. That's it. And that's 3K. And so there's like 10K left. So Red's got more control of golds. Red's got the cheaper units. Red needs to hold from this big wave, and he can win. Because Golems and Imp Camel both cost gold, right? Also, we still haven't seen Hussar teched into by NeoZz. His Civ doesn't get... I guess neither Civ gets Halb. Like, neither Civ really has fantastic trash units. So it really is just going to come down to, can Thofou hold? I saw he went for Slack the Privilege for cheaper Cavalier. I don't know if I'd do it. I think if I'm going to make anything other than Winged Hussars and Arbalest, I would actually make Obuk. With 3 castles, I think Elite Obuk is a good move. And as I say, there's Elite Obuk. Yeah. Because it shreds armor. It's like tankier on the front lines. And I mean, you have the gold to spend. You need something that's better against the Golem than what you have. The Shire says, Poles have great trash. WTF. If they don't have Halb, I don't consider them a good trash Civ. Sorry. Hussars are fantastic, though. So there is that. It feels like Red is realizing the sides can't be a factor anymore. More walls. Fortified wall. I like it. Cav Archers were a misclick. That wasn't something he intended to do. This happened when he got attacked earlier. NeoZz's castle doesn't have ballistics, doesn't have bodkin. So it's not as strong as it could be. And even just this is huge for Thofou. Pulls the fills off of that gold. That is critical. Yeah, NeoZz is hoping to max out here. He's waiting for 4 Treb stack, and then he'll make his play. But he's actually pop-capped right now. I guess that'll change. Are we fighting? Oh my god. Oh, that's so good for Red. NeoZz is distracted. I think he's looking up here. I think he's looking down here. I don't know, but a lot of those camels just disappeared, and then he bailed. This is the time. He needs gold. He's just going to send it now. He's going to send it in. Same army comp as before, only he has Imp Camel now. I think maybe you patrol the camels and you click behind with the Golems. That way the Golems can get behind the Arbalest. It's a really tough fight to take. Half the units aren't engaging right now for NeoZz. It feels like they're frozen, but he'll take the Hussars. The Golems are on the Arbalest. Red is backing up, and this is NeoZz's time to snowball towards a castle, to push a castle with the Trebs. But I don't know if he has enough. The old book will shred armor. It's a 100 HP unit, which is way tankier than the Arbalest are, that's for sure. NeoZz is going to fall back and think about Skirmisher now. Even thinking about Light Cav. Yeah, I mean, this could become a game where it's just Hussar spam. And the only gold income is relics. There's 5k gold left. The rest, there's 1k here for blue. The rest of the gold is probably up in the north here for red. NeoZz is going to try and raid with some light cav here. You cannot be over chopped on your wood lines. It seems like red is fine there. Raids don't accomplish a whole lot. And blue's base is still kind of wide open here. I mean, my read on the situation here, guys, is that NeoZz is only in this game because his gold units are so strong. And with the gold about to run dry, it's amazing for red. Light cav to make it through somehow, but it should be okay. I think Thofou just has to just stay the course. Stay the course. Stone walls. Relocating lumber camps so you don't over chop that freaking tree. I don't trust this guy right now. I really... With how many times units have gotten into the back of his base, I'm concerned it will happen again, but his comp is good. He's got the Obuk on the meat shield now, as the meat shield now. He's got the Arbs behind. And NeoZz has barely any gold as he clicks Heavy Cav Archer. I mean, Heavy Cav Archer's a good unit to have. But it's expensive. Super pricey to get to. And red's got 3k gold. Relics are ejected. That is just, at the very least, something that's really difficult for blue to manage right now when the fight's right next to it. And the pop is dropping for NeoZz. The camel numbers are gone. The Ghoulam numbers are gone. It's going to be Hussars. It's going to be Arbs against 15 Cav Archers or something. This is not enough. Thofou, very little tournament experience against the kind of the ultimate underdog. The guy who's beaten Viper in a tournament, beat Lix in a tournament, but a player who ends up being the same elo here. Both 20-year-olds out to go to game 5, man. Yeah, blue is cooked. What a series. Also, probably a bad time to mention this, but I was potentially going to have a dinner at 5:30 this evening. It is currently 4:45 p.m. Don't worry, though. I think eating is overrated. I've never really enjoyed it compared to Age of Empires, so I guess I will send a text. I mean, I wasn't committed. It was like a 50-50 thing, so... It's alright. She loves me. Just, before I forget, let me send the text, please. I mean, I'm working. I'm at work. My boss is just the freaking worst. Don't you hate it when your boss makes you work overtime? Ugh, on a Sunday? Horrible. Hate this guy. Hussars are through. Let me finish the cast, actually. That probably makes sense. We have even Bombard Tower right now for red. I think if NeoZz wanted heavy CA, he needed to make that choice behind a little bit more map control. Trying to make a tech switch like this when the pressure's on like that is so difficult. But there they are. There they are. Surprise. They haven't fought yet. The rally point was set slightly beyond the fight. Dude, if he clears this again, I'd be amazed. What a fight back. What a pushback. Ghoulam's again. Heavy CA. Camels again. Does he have enough? I mean, if nothing else, this confirms to me that Hindustanis are insanely strong, because I thought that red should have won this game a long time ago. And the Bombard Tower ends up being clutch here because it's getting a couple kills. It's helping hold this position. There should be more Hussars coming. The Arbalest group is still there. And there's still no castles right behind this for blue. If Thofou can get into the back of this farming eco, blue cannot keep up with it. Just have to use the Hussars for what they're made for now and raid. Even treadmill crane right now to build faster. That's sick. GG. Whoo-wee, dude. Wow. I mean, again, there were some points in the game where I was worried, right? And I think it's maybe because of the scoreline, maybe just because the tiny details can be a little frustrating to see for a player so talented. I wasn't sure. When the light cav were getting into the back of Red's base, when I started to see the farms not back here and instead were in the middle, I was thinking, especially after that big fight, there could be issues. But he drafted Poles, a pick that other players are not playing a lot, and man, is that good. Like, the food was awesome. I loved the decision on the comp, and the imp time was so good. Taking these castles probably changed the game. If he doesn't take those first two castles, Ghoulam might win it. But NeoZz couldn't get the Ghoulam numbers he needed because those castles got pushed down. And for NeoZz, there was maybe too much happening at once. Blacksmith upgrades were a little late. A lot of critical upgrades came in late. But it's hard to compete with the Poles eco when they have relatively untouched farms. 2-2. Both 20 years old. And winner gets into the 10K Silver League next year at minimum. So, let's go, guys. Let's go. Also, in Belgium and France, it's getting pretty late. Getting pretty late into the night. I'm sure they're exhausted. And it'll be on cross as well, which is just crazy. All right, game 5. Big game 5. We got Malians for NeoZz. We've got Huns for Thofou. Now, again, I don't have a lot of perspective on how Thofou likes to play this map. It'll be interesting because his home maps were closed maps, right? But I did actually play only one game. It was literally 2 days ago against him. It was random civs. That does not tell me a lot, okay? I could be very wrong. But at least in that particular game, I was Goths, he was Tatars. He played a little bit more defensive. He played defensive, he played walls, he played archers. I was more of the bring the forward sneak dock tower type of guy, right? We've got a pause here. Might be for a bug. Very open gen. Let me just double check myself. Admins are going to be keeping a close eye on it. No weird pawns shenanigans. I think it's probably just a player pause. I do not believe this is a bug. They are super close. But anyways, I just was mentioning how Thofou played a little bit more defensive. I think he's going to have to in some ways. Apparently the players had messaged and asked about woodline situations. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, woodlines are crap for both. Welcome to cross. That's fine. There's no bugs here, so they should be playing on. Yeah, Huns are just awkward in the early feudal age, especially against lots of pressure. NeoZz should be trying to play man-at-arm heavy. And what I really like, with his style at least, is I like a forward. He's really good. And actually, if you're against Huns and you can tower their wood line and then sneak a dock, it gets really, really awkward for them as they try and deal with everything else. So, it hasn't unpaused for me. I mean, NeoZ's one wood line is small. And from his perspective, he might think that that's not big enough. But he's got another wood line back here. I mean, we're 1 minute into the game, right? This has been a map that we've been trying to ensure, is balanced, of course, but it's not a map that is easy to balance and we don't want it to be a full wall map. We got 2 big wood lines. Arbase, if you could let me know.
Yes.
Okay, so it was Thofou who asked about this wood line. I see. Okay. They both have a very tiny wood line, but it's not the size of the wood line. It's how you use it, right? Game 5. So that's fine with me, by the way. I have no issues with that. If it's game 5 and they see something, they want to message the admins real quick, I'm cool with it. It slows us down a little bit, but maybe we missed something. This is important. But yeah. Malians, they save on every wood building they build. So incredible civ for a map where you have a lot of wood spend. And that's this here. Usually, Man-at-Arms is a good opening because of the cheaper barracks and the cheaper docks. And then sneak docks are good because of the cheaper docks. And then the wood that you save leads to a couple extra archers. It's just, with this map, I think I prefer the Malians. Now, you can take these wood lines. You can go for a little oval MBL-style egg walls and protect a lot of your wood and protect a lot of your gold. But I don't think that Thofou can consider a full wall here. Full wall is super risky. And like I've said before, for those that play 4 lakes in the base game, or yeah, just like on ranked or whatever, there is far less fish here on cross, which makes it a lot more complicated. Because while there is value to the pond, there is not as much value to the pond. Thofou will push in his deer. Thank you, Holger. Thank you, Fuzzboy. Thank you for the primes. I guess I'll be buying dinner next time because I'm missing dinner tonight, so that'll help. Thank you. NeoZz is going to dock the left side, so kind of behind his TC. And then Thofou is going to do the same here. There's actually a chance. Both players were somewhat close to the north. So it's really accessible to go to the north or south long term if they're going to sneak there. But imagine if one of them would have gone to the north. It could have actually been good. Because the way the TCs spawn on this, the TCs are almost always in the exact same spot and mirrored on the other side. So if you really think about it, you should be able to know that your opponent's going to dock the same type of pond because it'll be a similar setup. Now, this is a strat. You might think this is just a random sheep that NeoZz has forgot about, but this is a strat I've seen. People will actually use their one sheep, and they will look for a dock. If they lose the sheep, they know where the dock is, right? So I don't know if it's necessarily hugely advisable to do this, but there is some logic to it. Especially if you're going to sneak dock, because he wants to push deer. He's going to check the south right now. I mean, if he keeps looking, if he finds the shoreline, he will definitely lose the sheep, and then he'll know where the dock is. Thofou moving out with his scout now after pushing in his deer, bringing in his boar. They are really close. And yeah, his gold is brutal if it gets pressured, but he does have this gold to fall back to, and you have to just think like that. Also, sheep just got found here. So let me just double check on that. Yeah, saw the dock. And that's everything you wanted to see here. I have not really played NeoZz on a map like this. But Game 5 energy, Malians versus Huns, I would expect a Sneakville. I would expect Man-at-Arms, and I would expect it to get messy here, guys. I think you're gonna have mistakes. You have to think about that as a player. Like, on other maps, you can get really annoyed if you lose a Ville or something. But like this map, everyone's gonna lose Villes. I think you gotta lean towards army numbers. I think you gotta lean towards outposts instead of walls. APM's gotta be through the freaking roof here. So yeah, NeoZz just gonna confirm, I guess. Brings the scout here, finds the shorefish. Thofou finds the barracks, which should be no surprise. NeoZz, if he sees the scout there, can send the Ville now. You see the scout in the north, you could send the Ville to the south if that's what you want to do. Oh, and Thofou's taking the back gold. That's a really good call. And also, NeoZz sees that he's taking the back gold, I think. But he doesn't even know about the main gold. Ah, Ville's already here. Ville is already over here. So think about this from Thofou's perspective, right? Your opponent's base is here. You are more exposed. There is more free shoreline in this area. You're not expecting this shoreline to be docked. So, yeah, he's going to check. He's going to look. He's going to say, oh, I'm good. That's great. But he is not going to check the north, is he? Usually you fish both those shorefish, so you would find the dock if it's there. NeoZz sees the barracks, bringing the militia in. Thofou doesn't see it. He knows there could be militia. Hasn't confirmed anything. He's pre-walling. This is where the Huns are weak. And this is where NeoZz and Malians are super, 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 super strong. You got Man-at-Arms you need to deal with. You need the range for those Man-at-Arms. You need walls everywhere. He doesn't see the dock. He doesn't know. It's really good from NeoZz. But let's see if Thofou can stabilize it. He brought a weak villager to the wood line. Weak villager, and no! He gets punished almost immediately. Villager will go down. And that's already good damage for NeoZz. NeoZz has the dock up, and Thofou does not see it, man. He only checked this shoreline. We even have arson right now for NeoZz. So with arson, the lumber camp will go down a whole lot faster. You've got to see the dock. If he doesn't see the dock, it's brutal. Because at least if you recover with a fire galley right now, it's okay. But he doesn't have a single one queued up. Just gets his first archer now. This is some crazy pressure from NeoZz. And behind this, NeoZz has moved up to 6 fish. He's going to be on 7 in this pond. I mean, this could be a very fast game. The micro with the scout is crazy. Thofou still hasn't been able to kill off the man-at-arms. And the fire galley's out. That's brutal. Yep. Could be a long game. But with NeoZz, becomes a very short game. And I honestly don't even know if you can consider that an early GG. The archer got sniped by the scout. All the fish were going to die. There's 6 fish untouched behind. NeoZz gets the job done. It was tough. And I'm sure Thofou will be very disappointed because he played very well. But, yeah, well played from NeoZz. This is just as advertised, though. When I saw him playing this Civ, I knew that he was going to play this aggressive. I mean, Huns start with a little bit less wood. Eventually, the saving kicks in because they don't have to build houses. I think what I would like to see, and I really don't know how viable it is, but I would like to see a bit of a faster build here. Even playing into your own man-at-arms or something, I don't really know. Like, certainly you can never get surprised on this pond. This is experience. You should be checking both sides, and you should expect the forward dock always. But, like, it took so long for the first archer to come out. I think maybe he pushed too much deer. Maybe he got too much food. I don't really know what to say, but that was a sick play from NeoZz. Already had archers in queue behind it. Already killed the scout. Literally didn't lose a single unit. If this game continues, he's probably going to be down here, like, fishing, up here fishing. Like, yeah. Well played. So, NeoZz wins and moves on to the next round. Great series, though. Thofou, you played well. I know you don't have a very, like, a lot of games under your belt. Tiny little things. Tiny little things. NeoZz has the experience. You should be really proud of the result there. And thanks for playing, of course. So, I already said I'm not going to dinner, chat. Let's do a bracket review, and we can talk a little bit about other sets that will potentially be upcoming. Honestly, I didn't really feel like leaving the house today, so we're just going to pretend this stream went on a little bit longer and keep it between us. All right. So, reminder on how it all works. If you make the final 4 of your group, you're at the very least silver, all right? If you then win from those final 4, win this final set, you make gold. So we get 3 players from the final 4 to silver 10K league, 1 player from the final 4 into gold 25K league. All right. So Miguel Beery's the matchup for this week. Cosmonaut Mono's matchup for this week. Wide Goku, Deeker Bad Koala in this group. All these sets are so good. My God. Say My Name won today. Spoilers. He's up against Blue, who I think could beat him. Say My Name, I'm still really unsure on. He played really good, but I think it's going to have to step it up a little bit maybe to get back to gold. Turs has looked really well prepped. Turs is going to be up against NeoZz. That's a fun matchup right there. Turs and NeoZz both massively improved over the last couple years. That Turs guy's a little annoying. So that's his main weakness. Oh, wait, he's in my Twitch chat. Oh, whoops. I didn't know he heard me. We'll have to edit that one out. Target Gabby's also interesting. Gabby's looked like a beast. Super aggressive, super active. FedEx is not an easy player to beat, and she destroyed FedEx. That'll be fun, too, because Target is also really defensive. Like, Target's defensive. Gabby's aggressive. Look out for that series. Fire's been around forever, of course. Fire looked really good. Fire's probably the favorite against Baba Rum. Baba Rum, though, has gone to 5 games in 2 sets. And so has that experience, which could help. And he also had a really tough path so far. Good game. He would probably have been better ranked, better seeded had he not had some penalty in the seeding process. Hope, really solid. So it's not like Baba Rum losing games means that he is bad. It's just really tough bracket. Sorakuma will be up against Morey in this round, where Sorakuma is the favorite. Morey almost went down in both sets as well, it seems, but was able to turn it around. So again, playing well. It'll be cool to see Morey in silver at the very least. And then Stark and Dennis was a big one. We already had that set the other day. Stark already moved on to the basically the final. So the fight to see if he can get back to gold after beating Dennis. Jordan Husiel is a matchup where I think Jordan's heavily favored. Husiel's super underrated. He's really, really aggressive. I just don't know if that aggression is going to be enough against someone as solid as Jordan. Like, I think Jordan is really motivated to be back to gold. And then in a pretty killer bracket, you then have Ozone, who's a strong 2nd seed. I think against Kambita, who's the 3rd seed. Should be fun to watch those two face off. I'm going to say Ozone is the favorite. Potentially a Ozone-Jordan duel to get into gold. Antagonist Survivalist will be fun. I don't know if Survivalist will have put in some hours, put in some training, will have looked at some builds in between his set against Thunderbolt and his set against Antagonist. He had some games there, which were incredible. Also had some games which I think he's going to need to brush up a little bit to beat Antagonist. Antagonist is going to be really well prepped. He's the #1 seed for a reason. He's really dangerous and really underrated. So probably Antagonist is my favorite there. And then Uzi Nahwal, I'm not really sure on. I guess Uzi's the favorite. He looked good today. But Nahwal, I think, is also prepped and is maybe underrated. And then the final group, we got Chart, the 1 seed, against Lemo. I don't know his seed. I think he might have been like 8 or 7 seed or something. He beat El Matador 3-2. I've yet to actually see all these games. I obviously knew the results, but this is a couple days ago, and he was 5 seed in the bracket. But still, I mean, El Matador was in gold before. El Matador is talented, so that was a good result for him. You Pudding, undefeated so far. Dudazu, undefeated so far. They will meet here as well. So, and Dudazu is kind of in like the NeoZz category. The young, motivated, crazy tournament energy. And it tends to be really fun to watch because they're really aggressive. So I'm happy I'm not You Pudding having to play against Dudazu in a tournament because Dudazu can do some wild crap. But also, You Pudding probably the favorite. I think You Pudding will be really solid overall. So